Hey YouTube, Josh here from Wrestling Ranch. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the slanted table. I had a few people request just like an instructional, I guess, on how I made the slanted table. So I'm just going to go over it really quick. This is kind of quickly rigged together. I didn't take a whole lot of time on it. But I should have used a 4x6 canvas, but I used two 3x4 canvases and screwed them together. So I'll show you that in a second. But first I'm gonna move some things around so you can see it better. I'll show you the finished product with, with the pants on there. These are kind of normal size pants and they fit really well. You can see there's plenty of room on the top and the bottom. With a camera like this, when you take the pictures, you have to take the picture of these pants. See how the sides show? The sides of the screen show, or so you have to take the pictures up and down this way. So it's not that big of a deal, but you just take it like this. And then I'm also standing on a chair. I think that if I lowered the whole setup down, I wouldn't have to stand on the chair. But that's basically how it works. These lights are bright enough to provide enough lighting. This is kind of an extra light that I have, just if something's super dark or there's a problem, I can really zoom in on it, but this is not necessary. Basically, you just need these couple of lights, and then I took the cover off this so that it's brighter. But yeah, that's it. So I'm going to take everything off of here and kind of show you how it was built. The cover is clamped on with these clamps, and this just makes it so that if you have a shirt on here, when you pull it up, it doesn't yank the fabric up at all if you're kind of moving an item around on here. And then at the top, I have them clamped as well, but there's pillows behind so that this doesn't like dig into the wall or anything. It hits the pillow instead. And so on the other side, I have another pillow behind there, and that just holds the top of this. So I'm gonna pull the canvas up here, move a few things, and then show you what it looks like without the cover on. Okay, so I just pulled the top up, undid the clamps. This is where the two canvases meet. This is the bottom canvas, and then there's one on the top also. And I just screwed them together with wood on the side. This is where they meet. So I just took a 2x4 and kind of screwed the canvas together. You can see it's also clamped in the middle. And so this is the back of the canvas, and it's leaning against those pillows up there. And then, it's just a basic painter's canvas. I would recommend just using one 4x6 so that you don't have to do all this extra stuff, because this adds weight and time to the whole build process. So it's kind of heavy to move around and stuff. I'd recommend a 4x6, but they didn't have any where I was at, so I just did this. And then the canvas here is from Hobby Lobby, and it's, let's see. One of the benefits of using two canvases is you can stick a nail in between if you have things that are slipping down, and just hold them up there. So the fabric, somebody named Vic Diodato said that it's called insulbrite or fusible batting, like used in quilts. But I'm not 100% sure on that. It sounds right. So if you go to Hobby Lobby and show them, that it's insulbrite or fusible batting, they should know what you're looking for. She said fleece might work also, or he. But anyway, the two that I got were 3x4 painter's canvases. That's this one. And then I would recommend getting a 6x4 so you don't have to screw them together and all that extra stuff. And then I used 4 clamps from Walmart, Home Depot, etc. And then to slant this against the wall, I'll show you that last part. That's kind of the most tricky part. You need some rope. And the rope, it should be about as thick as your pinky, maybe a 1/4 inch, 3/8 or a 1/2 inch thick rope, just like this. So, this is actually narrower than my pinky, but if you got bigger rope, that's better. And basically this rope is just tied onto this little dresser thing, and it has different settings. So there's knots at different levels. So if I want, I can just pick up the canvas and slide it like that. So now it's on a more of an inverted setting. See, there's multiple knots in this so that you have different settings, so you can slide it higher up or down. And then another thing, if you don't have enough leverage, or you can't get it to the right setting with these knots, you can always just move the desk too. So I'll show you that. You can just take the desk and move it back a little bit or forward. So the battery died, but basically you get the idea. You can slide this in or out, and then if you want to make finer adjustments, you just take it and lift it over these little knots that you make and just go over the knot, and now it can slide down a little bit. And you're only adjusting it by a little bit, but if you have certain garments, they won't stick to this. So you can either use the nail, or you can slide it down more, or there's two other options. You can flat lay it, like have a separate station, or you can use this. This is like off of a door for like in your laundry room to put hangers on. You put this over the top of the door and then it still shuts. I don't know, this is like $5 from Walmart. But you can just take this and slide it right over the canvas. And then now you have a little hook. So if you have something like this Badgers or Wisconsin thing that won't stick, it just slides down, you can take and clamp it with this and then just hang it up there. And now it's a little bit higher, but it still works, and you can bend whatever. Now you can stand up on your chair and take your nice photo. There's a hanger in it, but it's a lot better than having to do flat lay or anything else like that. So that's how it's done. I'll show you the table here. I guess I didn't show that the best. But basically you just want to rig a rope around it so that this rope will not move. That's the main thing, is that you want the rope coming off so that it won't move. And I'm going to take the canvas off and just show you how I did that. That's it. It's just two of them stuck together. This is a clamp. This isn't necessary to screw it. Screw it together here. You could even use a 2x2 instead of a 2x4 to decrease the weight. But yeah, again, 4x6 is where it's at. These two 3x4s are just as a pain. So, and then the pillows that are strapped on for cushion against whatever wall you're gonna use. This bed was my old method. I used to flat lay them on there. All right, so finally, here's the knot thing. And basically I just tied it back here around the entire desk. And you have to make sure that the corners can't slip over the edge of the desk, because otherwise you'll have a catastrophe on your hands. It would be a disaster if the canvas slid. So you want to make sure that it's super safe. Make sure these knots are big. You want the rope as big as your pinky or bigger, because the knots will be bigger, and then it has more to catch on when it's trying to slip, because it wants to slip down all the time. And if you're doing this on concrete, you're going to need rubber on the bottom of here, because otherwise this drawer is just going to slide right out from the weight of the two canvases. And the 4x6 will be a lot lighter. There's no 2x4s or anything like that, so that would be easier. And I saw somebody has a poster board. If you could figure out how to do anything, like even plywood, if it's like 1/2 inch or super thin plywood, you could paint that white and then put the fabric over. The fabric is 4 feet wide, and you can get it in however long you want. So I tried that, didn't work. This was the best until I got the incline board, because I think you can go, I don't know, like 55 degrees before any clothes start falling off, and then you can also just tip it pretty much all the way until it bucks off these little things here. But yeah, so that's how it was made. If anyone has any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll try and answer them. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. So I thought of one more thing. If you are out thrifting or however you get your stuff, you can just buy a desk too. And I would look for one that has like a little pocket right here so that you can put your lint roller and your scissors for cutting anything, or you know, any of the tools that you use, you can put in this little thing. And then the ruler can lean right up against here. And also you could just take little 2x2s and screw the 2x2s in here instead of using this rope. So what I mean by that is just take a piece of lumber and put it right here and then screw it to the table, because as long as you don't care about the table, you can just screw a piece of wood here and then the canvas would really be able to sit nicely on here. One more thing, this is the speculative part of the video. If anybody has any suggestions for like magnets or measuring tapes or anything like that, I saw one guy has measuring tapes hooked right here, so the tape is stuck on, and then he has the lock, the tape has the lock, and then he just takes the tape and pulls the string out to the end of the pants, and then the tape is locked in right there. So that's one idea that I'm considering. What's that guy's name? His username is Drunken Yard Dog. I think it's like Matt or something. But that would be a good idea. I think he has one from down here too. But I'd like to do magnets. I think it'd be cool to put a magnet in here somehow. It'd be a pain to do, but once it was done, I'd really like it. So once I see something that'll work, I'll just grab that up and do it. And then I don't know, I'm open to other suggestions too. I saw somebody said I should put a swivel right here. The only problem with that I've thought of is that when you put it in there, you'd have to readjust the pants every time, or the shirt. And so if the swivel was on a slide like this, it could swivel and then slide up, then that would definitely work. So I'm considering something like that. I know they make drawers that have slides, and so I could come up with something like that. It'd just be a drawer slider right here, and then a ruler on a hinge or swivel. So yeah, those are some of the ideas. Another idea I've had is to mount the middle of this to like an easel, or a painter's easel, or I think that's what they're called. But I don't like that idea because the easels they're kind of lightweight and flimsy, and this is pretty heavy, so it would have to be something really substantial, like something for a construction project. But yeah, if anybody has any ideas or suggestions as to how I could improve this, that'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, so finally, I think I've got everything said. That should be everything, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.